Hello, Gunpla fans, and Happy New Year's to all. It is 2022 now, and that means it's time to start working on a new year worth of builds. And this year, I've decided to start with some of my long-awaited and recently collected Hathaway Flash models. And as you can see from the setup here, I have 5 kits that I'm going to be building as soon as I'm done with this video. And to start with, as you can tell, though you might have noticed something a bit odd here, because as you can see, we have the Messers, the Gustav KARL, and of course the RX 105 and 104. But you might have noticed that these two particularly are a bit different from what we normally see, or what we currently see, I should say, because as you can see here, these two have the names RX 105 Gundam and RX 104 FF Gundam, which you know is not, of course, their correct names. But that's because you're looking at not the high-grade Universal Century versions, you're looking at the first ever RX 105 and Penelope high grades that were ever released before Bandai's. Yes, these aren't from Bandai, just so you know. As you can see right there, these two specifically were, of course, made and produced by the brand Model Comprehend. And yes, before I forget to mention this, yes, these two are high grades and 144 scale. Yeah, I know it's a bit hard to believe, especially this one. But yes, these are high grades, and like I just mentioned, these are the original ones that came before Bandai's. So yeah, and I decided to do these two because, well, to be fair, I had gotten these before the OVA was even announced. So once that was announced and the other kits were revealed and of course released, I just figured I'm not going to have enough room on shelves to put them all. Especially when you look at this one, like I keep mentioning. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna take a look at all of them, their unboxings, so you guys can see all the parts that they all come with. And let's start with, well, ironically, the smallest grunt here, the Gustav KARL Jiren's Greed version, which, though I must correct this part, is, unfortunately, this Gustav we have here in my hands isn't technically in the Hathaway's movie. There was a Gustav of the same, should I say, similar color version of this one, but we never got a kit of it. So, but when they started to release the Messers here, that for P Bandai, P Bandai just decided to, list this guy with it. So, yeah, I mean, this might be the closest one we'll get for now for the Hathaway's version. Though I'm also waiting for the Jagan Manhunter as well, so yeah, so I figured let's just start here and build this little guy to go with them. And as you can see from his box art, well, there's not a huge amount of box art on it due to the fact it is a P Bandai kit, so yeah. Though I do like that pose he's in, though. That's pretty cool. So, next up, of course, is the Messer Type F02 command type. Now, I will say this real quickly. For parts-wise, both kits are pretty much identical. The only major difference, of course, is their color schemes. I just wanted to point that out in case. And like I just mentioned, box art-wise, there's only so much of it due to the fact it is a P Bandai unit. So, and let me reach this one, sorry. And of course, the same is for this one as well. The only difference is this one's got more of a brownish color than the last one. So yeah. Now, of course, the big ones you're going to probably be interested in the most here are these two. So let's bring this one over. And this, of course, is the 105. And I gotta say, that box art looks really nice. That's the one thing I will say for this brand. They did a lot of good box arts. I admit that. The only sad fact is, though, to this date, at least to my knowledge, this brand has stopped producing kits, for a while now, and yeah, which is a bummer, because there were a good number of kits that were cool, really well detailed, and such like that. Especially their new Gundams. They had a lot of them. And as you can see from here, This guy's going to have a lot of detail, a lot of parts, including these particle guard shields, which I don't think the Bandai version even has. Though I don't know why this one has it either offhand, because I don't remember this Gundam actually using such technology, but, well, you know. But I can show you, as you can see here, what it'll look built and fully detailed. And as you can see, this guy comes with an inner frame. Yeah, that's how big he is to require an inner frame. All right, let's put this down. And I have to say, for box size wise, that's the surprising fact when it comes to this brand's versions. Because as you can see, the 105 I showed you is about the same size as any other high grade. But as you can see right here, sorry, so I can lower it to you guys. As you can see, though, this guy is pretty big. And without knocking anything over, I'm going to try to show you it all on all sides. And like I said, the box art for this kit is really nice. Including, you even get in the side here an RX 105 right here in the corner, which is really cool. So yeah, but as you can see, here you go. That's what he's going to look like built and his armor. So yeah. And to really show you box size wise, one second. As you can see, for high grades, this one is pretty big, because here's your this would be pretty much the equivalent to your standard high grade, and yeah, that's pretty big, do you guys agree? Because that was always the funniest fact when I kept comparing this. I just it's so hard to believe this thing's a high grade and 1/44 scale. No joke, that's what it says here on this box. It just still surprises me, well, especially when you compare the 105 here, because even this is still small to that kit. And they're both from the same brand. So it's like, wow, they really wanted this one supersized. But I mean, literally, if you look at the 105 here, and you bring well, here, we'll just bring in the messer real quick. As you can see, the boxes are practically the same size. So, I mean, it's like, wow. That definitely says a lot for this one. And it's definitely going to be interesting when I show you all the parts. So if you give me one quick second. And there you have it, guys. These, as you can see right here, are all the parts from each of the kits. Though, I will tell you, I didn't put the other messer here because, like I mentioned, they're pretty much identical. So I'm just going to go through one set to make it simple. But you might have noticed this giant white pack here. And that is the Penelope's. This is it was what makes the big package, the big box it comes in. This is its contents, literally all the way down. It is 3 layers. It is divided up in 3 layers of parts. That's how well this brand packaged them. I'll give them that. That is something we don't see too often. So I definitely like that part about it. Makes things a little easier when you're trying to organize your parts. Okay, but here, we'll start with a more smaller and simpler kit first. We'll start with the Gustav here. So I can lower this down. And you get, of course, I guess you would just call it the generic P-Bandai manuals. I say that because a lot of manuals from P-Bandai, you'll get them like this without any artwork or anything like that. Simple and easy. And of course, then here you go. As you can see, this thing is a nice bright blue color. Sky, I believe like a baby blue in this case, yeah. Nice yellow. Really nice red, and of course the cool clear parts. And of course, like I said, this is just a recolor of the retail version, so there's pretty much, if you have that one, you already know what's going to be in it. So yeah, let's look through here real quick. The shield, the body and back skirt, if I'm not mistaken, plus a foot. The trusty polycaps. You gotta love them. Inner frame and weaponry. Ooh. Ooh, the decals. Run! I'm kidding, of course. But yeah, pretty much it's a simple stickers for weapons, sensors, and these I know are for the legs. So that. And I believe this is a duplicate. Yep. 2 of the same. your other foot, and other such armor parts and such. And of course, the favorite beam sabers that you get with practically every kit in existence. Let's put these back real quick, then I'll show you the messer. Though I do love the fact that the messer here, the command type, does come with a manual setup where you actually get some nice pictures of it. Because, here, in fact, I can show you now. You get, of course, the command type, the naked command type, interesting name, but it's only called that because, as you can see, one of the reasons this is P Bandai, of course, is, as you see here, the leg sections are different, so you have multiple options. And, of course, the command horn and this version's color scheme. So there's that. And here they are. Wow, those are big leg skirts. I mean, wow. I mean, you think the Dom has big ones? This would like be the extra large for the Dom. Let's see. Then we got G3 for backpack and shoulder, looks like. I've never built the messer, so forgive me if I'm mistaken on parts. But here's a head part we could see right there, if I can get this angle right, if you were curious. This would be for the command version. Let's see. Oh, there's your standard leg and other such parts. And wow, that is a big hand. Seriously, look at that, guys. I mean, that's like almost master grade size hand. And this is a high grade. They're getting bigger every year. They grow up so fast. Or too big, however. You, of course, have the giant shield. More leg parts, thighs, and such. Let's see. Oh, ooh, yellow beam sabers. It's always nice to see a different color every now and again. Let's see. Go to this side first. Other bits of armor into runners. Simple. Additional armor parts. As you can see. Of course, inner frame and other such parts. And a giant foot. I mean, seriously, they might as well, oops, sorry about that. You might as well have just called this a master grade almost, or an RE, or I guess full mechanics, depending on the line. But however, and of course here, of course, the more color separate parts, because you got a mixture of section with the yellow, the pink, and the dark purple, and of course, you do of course get the standard headpiece for this guy. There's that. And then, of course, additional armor, feet, and such. That's, I believe these are the front skirts. I mean, that is big. One small yellow runner. And lastly, more inner frame and the gun. Which I do know from the images and such, you would have to paint that. Since it's supposed to be like in a, not, I think a green or like a light green. I'm not 100%. I have to double check. And yes, more stickers. At least you get 3 eyes. And that's pretty much it for the messer. That's it for this one. Next, of course, is the 105. So let me try to adjust that. Go. Let's take a look at the manual first, guys. I'm sure some of you are curious. And if you were wondering, if I'm not mistaken, this kit was released in, if I can get that to make, there we go, 2014. So, yeah, this is not a new kit, but definitely some age to it. As you can see, there's some nice art of it, of its completion. Do like that. More on detail. Ooh, and there, of course, is the... I believe this comes with dry-on rub-ons, if I'm not mistaken. So, let's see, anything in the front? Yep, more picks with the funnel bits, as you can see right there. So yes, he does come with that. It's armor. Additional, including the gun. And let's see, anything else before we start the build sections. Oh, yeah, here's so you guys could see a full... Move this back a bit. This way you can see kit contents, as in that many runners. Sorry about the glare from the light. Alright, that for now. Let's move this up a little so you guys can see better. And let's start with this. Yes, this is its sticker sheet, which I have to say isn't terrible. I've seen worse. I have seen worse. And so far it looks like minor details in eye parts as well. So I'm not too upset because I've seen sticker sheets much bigger. It's not a Pale Rider, think of it that way. And yes, this is the dry rub-ons, I believe, right there. It's hard to see them though, so yeah, interesting. Alright, and yes, if you were wondering, this kit does use its own form of polycaps. So yes, there you go. And oh, I can tell you though, both versions here use their own form of an inner frame, as you saw with the box art, and their own set of hands that they just used for both. For example, as you can see here, remember, keep in mind, this is a high-grade kit, but yet, as you can see here, it has ball joint fingers and such, similar to a master grades. In fact, there's part of the hand right there, so you can see that. And then another part of it. It looks like you get two types of hands in this kit, so yeah, it's going to be interesting to compare to see which one's better, honestly. Alright. Let's see. Ooh, armor and part of the shield, of course. Let's see. Ooh, yellow parts for the thrusters. Ooh, that's interesting. Look at this. There's your V-fin, but instead of one solid one, it's two halves. That's an interesting idea. It's somewhat rare to see it like that. Interesting. And ooh, here's an interesting parts. These, of course, are for his armor, and these look like parts to the feet, maybe. I'm not 100% on that one. Interesting. Well, these are, of course, waist parts. More armor. Let's see. Feet. Yeah, they're big. And let's see. Looks like other shoulder parts, maybe. Oh, no, wait. These are part of the legs. My bad. Alright. Let's see. Oh, didn't like it on anything. Ooh, here's part of the chest, so that's interesting. Nicely detailed, though. Look at that. See? That is nice. You gotta love detail like that. Even on an older kit, that's always nice to see. And let's see. Ooh, okay, here's some other skirt armor. Other shoulder armor, I believe. Oh, there's your hand cover right there. And then here's some of the gun. Interesting. And good detailing, it looks like. Let's see. Ooh, oh, here's something interesting. Of course, the always included beam sabers, but here's an interesting fact. You got, of course, got your standard, but you also have these really cool looking ones right there. I'm trying to make sure the video gets them, where it's got more of a sharp blade-like look to it. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's a type of beam saber we don't get too often, so that's pretty cool. And then let's move on. Okay, and here's, of course, parts of the inner frame you get, of course, 2 full copies of. Definitely nice. And same here, because it's, of course, outer armor and such, like the leg and things like that. And, of course, you get 2 of them. Okay, here's some interesting ones. It looks like back armor, hand armor, I believe, for the wrist, more specifically. and back parts, I can tell from this. And ooh, here's something. Here's your first look at the funnel parts we will get with this. The bit parts. I keep forgetting the name of it. Sorry. I'm trying to get a good without it blurring on you guys. Right there. And let's see. I think you get 2 of this. Oh, I see. This is the extra one after they take certain things off, like this one, because this is the full one where you get additional parts right there. Interesting. And let's see. This, of course, is part of the big armor, shoulders, and oh, here you go, guys. Here's part of the head. Let's see if I can get that in. I'm sorry if I can't get it in there. There you go. And such. And let's see what's left. And you get another, looks like armor, verniers, and shield, it looks like. And frame parts. And lastly you get is, ooh, it gets its own stand. That's nice. That's always nice to see. See? And here are those particle shields that they were mentioning. Sorry, there's a few missing. Some of them fell off when I was taking them out of the baggies, so trying to make sure you guys can, it's hard to see them. They're so clear. There you go. See? All right. And that's pretty much it for this kit. So let's put these all back in so we don't lose anything. These all back in with the manual. And let's move on to the kit of the video, the Penelope's contents, because as I said, this thing's pretty big, and that's because, as I was stating, this thing comes in 3 sections, no joke. And here I'll show you the first section by moving this, and as you can see, these are of course the dry rub-ons that you will get, and never mind, there they are. And these are the stickers for this kit, so not as many as you'd think for this big kit. You'd think there would be more, but hey, I'm fine with that. And let's take a quick look at the manual, guys. As you can see, front and back view, that's nice, and it's a thick manual. This is definitely a big one. But here, I'll show you some of the detail pics as it always shows. As you can see right there. Additional pics, including using that really cool beam saber and those shield bits, which, if I'm not mistaken, this kit does come with the same stand as the 105. So, and here you go, guys. That's what he's going to look like disassembled without his armor, so that's a lot of armor. And there's your weapons, how it's going to look, and such. Alright, let's put that down and let us start with this section here. As you can see, and I mentioned this, when I first unboxed this so I can take all the parts out of the, the baggies, these weren't in baggies. These were exactly how you see them right now. So that was pretty interesting, because these are tightly in there. They were packed in there tight, but they were, secure. And as you can see, here's part of his skirt armor, his big armor, and such. Let's put that down for 1 second. Inner frame parts, as you can see. There we go. Of course, the big armor. And yeah, that's a big part there, guys. As you can see, it fits in my hand, almost the whole hand. So, yeah. And just like the 105, here's more inner frame detail parts, and like I said before with the V-fin. Interesting. So let's move past this. This is, of course, the second section, and it definitely has more in it, as you can tell. So let's put it like that. And just as I showed you 105 and mentioned, you do get the exact same runner for the stand parts, so that's interesting. We'll put that aside. Same exact beam sabers too, so simple and easy. I'm not 100%, but I think these might be the exact same, like, waist section parts. I'm not 100%. They could be, they may not be, it's hard to say. Here's more feet. And yeah, I think these are mostly, yeah, this is just mostly feet parts. Yeah. Because that's the heel right there, guys. That's a big heel. And just like with 105, inner frame, which I believe both of them use the exact same one, so heads up. And let's see what else. Other leg armor. And let's see. Ooh, this would be part of his shield. That looks nice. And does have nice detailing on it, guys. Go. Let's see. Ooh, and of course, the well-loved polycap. As you can see, it's got a bit of a bigger one than his counterpart did. But yeah, he does have polys. And a second shield armor, it looks like, for his attacking weapon. And let's see. And yes, more inner frame parts right there. And yes, as you can see, unfortunately, one of them did pop off. So nothing broken, of course. It just popped out when I was taking it out. Let's see. I think that's the same chest armor. I'm not 100%. Looks the same. Could be different, though. Let's see. Legs and other back parts and sides. Ooh, I think that's his waist section parts and such. And like I said before, inner frame, same. And just like I mentioned with the 105s, uses the same hands too. So that's going to be interesting to compare. Maybe I'll do one with the ball joint fingers and one with the, yeah, I almost want to say seat style master grade fingers. That's what it reminds me of. And let's see what else. Okay, here we go. This is some hand parts, skirt, and part of his head right there. So that's going to be interesting to check out. Of course, I got one that gets a little stuck. Let's see. Ooh, more armor and such, and part of his gun. Definitely big. We'll just leave that in there and make it easier. And we'll go back to the side for 1 second. So we can take a look at this parts. Wow, okay, that's a lot of yellow. Look at that, guys. And remember, most of this is going to be inside the main armor, so that's big. Wow, that is big. And detailed, too, as you can see. So, yeah. That's going to be a lot of detailing right there. And let's... Ooh, what's this? Oh, that's just interesting. A type of blue clear parts. Interesting, guys. That's interesting. And here's some lastly of his armor right there. And that, I believe, is his... I want to say his shoulders, or... Yeah, I think those were his shoulders. If not, those are big armor parts, definitely, no matter what. What do you guys think on that, huh? Okay, and that's it for this big guy. Here, I'll show you right now so you guys can see for yourselves, for the Penelope especially in this case. Give me 1 quick second, guys. And yeah, this is all the runners for the Penelope, guys, no joke. I tried to put them all together so I could show you how many, and that's a good number of stuff, guys. So, yeah. I mean, I definitely gonna have a lot to do. But I'm glad to have it though, of course, because though I have to say I don't think I can ever get the Bandai version because I wouldn't have enough shelf space for both. That's for sure. I'll tell you that right now, guys. Okay, give me one quick second, guys. Yeah, and there you have it, guys. These are all the runners and unboxing to these Hathaway kits, and yeah, I'm gonna have a lot to do, so I quickly say thank you all for coming, and honestly, I'd love to hear some opinions on what you guys think about the Gundam kits, just for fun, and what kits you think we'll see next in the Hathaway line of kits once we get the next OVA, whenever that may be. So yeah, okay. I say thank you all for coming. I hope you're all safe, enjoying your hobby, and pretty much hopefully a good new year. And thank you for coming.